welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, March 27, 2024. Stand up for your country. As a historian, journalist, I know the United States has its ups and has its downs. And guess where we are today? Down cycle. And it's because of poor leadership. And it's because of apathetic voters. Voters who just don't care. Both of those two have reached a perfect storm of incompetence and is driving the country in a way good citizens don't want it to go. So I'm going to, again, prove this point tonight. But I want to tell you that this doesn't mean it's over. Okay? Throughout our history, we have gone up, we have gone down. We're down now. I do believe we will come up. I don't know when. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So this turmoil, that is the proper word, in America, because of bad political leadership. Joe Biden is the second worst president ever to serve. And the corrupt corporate media. Once you have those two powerful entities not doing the public's business, not looking out for the folks, you got problems, massive problems. So in the upcoming vote, there are going to be three major policy situations. The first is the border. Joe Biden caused this single-handedly by issuing an executive order, first day he was in office, that knocked out the Remain in Mexico policy that Trump had fought for and achieved. So this is on Biden 100%. But his party, the Democrats, backed this. Okay. Second is violent crime. As we told you last night, it is so far out of control here in the nation's largest city, where I am, New York, that it's horrifying. Yet there's no leadership making any attempt to solve the problem. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And the third is high prices for the essentials of life. Now, the Democrats are going to tell you inflation's coming down, this is happening, that's happening. It's all a bunch of BS. All right? If you want to live your life on paper, okay. But if you are living your life in a real manner, you go to the grocery store, you go to the restaurant, you go to the hardware store, you pay your insurance premium bills, and you will see you are getting punished. And the reason, again, is the Biden administration. This did not happen 4 years ago, period. So the president doesn't address any of these things. He's simply not involved. Have you ever heard him put forth a solution about violent crime in this country? One time? No. Have you ever heard him acknowledge it was his pressure and regulations on the fossil fuel industry that ignited inflation? Have you ever heard him acknowledge that? No, and you won't. And the border is the border. He sits there day in and day out in the White House, does not lift a finger to stop tens of thousands of people coming over every day. It's horrifying. That's the president we have. Yet, the election will be held tomorrow, he'd get 50 million plus votes. Those are our fellow citizens. You shouldn't hate them. I feel sorry for them. I can't imagine being, life is short. Do you want to live it as being a dunce? Really? That's where it comes down to. Do you want to be a dunce for the short time you're on Earth? Okay. Now let's segue over to the media. So we all know that the corporate networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, are run by liberal people, devoted liberal people. And as I have chronicled, the first column was on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. There is a total blackball of conservative voices on the networks. Now, presto, this comes into the nation's consciousness 6 days later with Ronna McDaniel, who was fired from NBC, as you know. Okay, now the reason this is happening is because of Trump. It started right after he was elected in 2016, right after he defeated Hillary Clinton, which none of the network chieftains believed would happen. They believed that Clinton would win. When she did not They shut down all Trump supporters. You cannot get on the morning shows, on the evening shows. I've documented it 100 different ways. So why is anybody surprised when NBC, which is struggling, hires a Republican, and then there's a massive wave of left-wing indignation from within the NBC company? Why are you surprised? They hired, up until Ronna McDaniel, 100% left-wing people who feel empowered and emboldened. So they had to fire Miss McDaniel. Now, once you get into a situation where the inmates, cliche, control the asylum, you don't have a network anymore. And that's the memo. President Biden, what do you do today? Nothing. And it's Easter weekend beginning tomorrow, Holy Thursday, so we don't expect to see him. So that means the whole week he did nothing. There you go. There's your president. Rasmussen poll. 1,114 U.S. likely voters. Fair poll. Democrat 35, Republican 33, other 32. That's independent. Compared to most recent presidents, President Biden a stronger commander-in-chief or a weaker one? Is his performance as commander-in-chief about the same? Stronger 24, weaker 53, about the same, 20%. Second question. U.S. military has failed to meet recruiting goals in recent years. How concerned are you about this? Total concern, 76. Not concerned, 22. And the reason for low recruitment is because traditional values have been absolutely obliterated in the media. Okay? Obliterated for the younger people. Do you realize that no younger people, literally none, watch cable news? None. On all three of them. Nobody under the age of 54 watches. The number is so infinitesimal, it's not even worth considering. In fact, did you ever wonder why you see medicine commercials for ailments and older people? That's what they got. And the pillows so you can go to sleep. You don't see in ads, TV ads, targeting younger people because there are no younger people. They're gone. They don't watch any of them because they're bored. It is boring to watch them. That's it. Now, we have a surge of younger people watching us on YouTube, which took me by surprise because I don't even know what YouTube is. All right? But because they can watch the show in parts. But anyway, traditional values, you don't hear them in the media. The kids don't hear them. Total blackout. Here is a very troubling story. On January 17th, 2023, a man named Carlton Huffman, 40 years old, filed a lawsuit against Conservative Political Action Conference Chair Matt Schlapp. You may have heard something about this. All right, Huffman charged Schlapp with sexual assault. It was a civil lawsuit, not a criminal investigation. There was no criminal investigation as far as I know. Okay? So it was one of tens of thousands of these things. Every day now we see, all right, American men everywhere. The one commonality is you have that money. Charged with whatever. Every day. It's an industry. There are attorneys who advertise on television. Oh, if you were, you tell me your story. I know, Okay. So it wasn't surprising that Schlapp got accused as a big shot in the Republican Party. What it did do was devastate his family. I mean, it really harmed them. So what happens yesterday? Well, the guy, Carlton Huffman, he says, I'm dropping all my lawsuits. It was a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding, huh? And he says, I regret the lawsuit caused pain to the Schlapp family. You regret it. It's a year. Now, I don't know what happened. I have no blanking clue what happened. But Rachel Maddow somehow magically knew what happened. Roll it.
The staffer claims that Mr. Schlapp then invited the staffer to his hotel room. He declined. Early last year, that young man sued Matt Schlapp for sexual battery. And as that lawsuit has dragged on, more allegations of sexual misconduct against Matt Schlapp have come to light as part of discovery in that sexual battery lawsuit.
Oh, why was it dropped then? So she convicts Schlapp, and she did. Rachel Maddow convicted the man. Family devastated. Everybody watching her. Oh, yeah, he's guilty. No trial. But I didn't see any of this stuff. So are we going to get an apology from Rachel Maddow? I don't think so. How about Wolf Blitzer? He ran with it. Anderson Cooper. He ran with it. Morning Joe. All of them ran with it. Apologize today? No. No coverage on any of the cable news or network news programs on television. None about this lawsuit being dropped. Damage to the Schlapp family, once again, incalculable. As you know, Mike Lindell has a passion to help you get the best sleep of your life. His famous Giza Dream Sheets are the best sheets you will ever sleep on. For a limited time, get a queen size set for $59.98. King size just $69.98. These are the lowest prices in MyPillow's history. Mike and MyPillow employees continue to be canceled by some big box stores and attacked by the media. They appreciate your great support during these times and want to thank you by giving you free shipping on your entire order today. So please go to mypillow.com or call 800-869-0298. Use promo code BILL. You get the famous Giza Dream Sheets at the lowest prices, so call 800-869-0298 or go to mypillow.com, promo code BILL, to get free shipping today. All right, let's go to the mail. We got Charles. The Daniel Penny case in New York and the murdered cop, Jonathan Diller, underscore the problem with the administration of criminal justice. Voters support mayors and DAs who do not prosecute crime because the criminal justice system is racist. Nothing will change unless the voters want things to change. That is one of the best emails we've gotten, Charles. You nailed it 100%. My message of the day is, unless the voters of this country wise up, we will continue our descent into chaos, carnage, and violence. Down to voters. Janet, concierge member, Bragg is pushing this case against Daniel Penny because he's white and the victim is black. I can't say for sure. Mitch Feinsod, Panama City, Florida, you are absolutely correct. O'Reilly, RFK Jr. will definitely pull votes from Biden. He's cut from the same cloth as the rest of the Kennedy clan. He's a Democrat and will help Trump get reelected. We'll see. He's going to be there. RFK is going to be there. Not good news for Biden. Dean, thank you, O'Reilly, for keeping the truth alive. As much as I appreciate your efforts, however, the corrupt media is winning the battle. Wish it were not so. Maybe. We're on the ascent. We're on the rise. But you might be right. I'm fighting a good fight. Raymond Spitzer, Ajo, Arizona. Bill, thank you for highlighting and teaching self-reliance. My church does the same thing, so the concept is not dead. I'm glad. Church has got to get more involved in contemporary life, you know? Absolutely. Dennis, concierge member, Mark Twain once said, no amount of evidence will ever persuade an idiot. Love Mark. And that's true. So we got the self-reliance mugs. And if you pre-order, or order any of my killing books, not the killing books, let me get this right. If you become a premium member, put the mugs back up. If you become a premium member to BillO'Reilly.com or a concierge member, you get any of my books, including the upcoming Confronting the Presidents out September 10th, free. But if you don't want the books, you get one of these mugs free. We want you to be happy. So this is a good time to re-up or sign up for BillO'Reilly.com premium membership. Rise up, right? Help us out. Confronting the presidents, I was giving Hannity jazz about it because he's got to read this book. If you are a media person, you have to read this book because it puts everything into perspective before the presidential vote. We got Killing Crazy Horse at a tremendous discount. The war between Native Americans and Washington, D.C. It was really intense. And word of the day, do not be one of my favorite words, a popinjay. Popinjay. I heard Gregory Peck say that word in an old movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. But he said, hey, he's a popinjay. Don't be one. All right, back with our research for Killing Jesus in a moment. Sorting through your expense tracking, estimated payments, and all those tax deductions can be overwhelming. It might even lead to a failure to file and failure to pay penalties that pile up on your tax debt. The attorneys at Tax Network USA have been lifesavers for many. Their team has successfully saved clients over $1 billion in tax debt. Whether you're in the hole for $10,000 or starting at a $10 million debt, they are ready to help you. The expert attorneys and tax professionals at Tax Network USA are equipped to secure the best settlement for you and help you resolve all tax cases. So please go to tnusa.com/bill, or you can call 1-800-245-6000. These tax debt relief programs are expected to change, so get to them now. Visit tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Tell them O'Reilly sent you. By now, you have heard me talk about Delta Rescue. They are a fantastic organization that helps rescue animals from the wilderness. You know, I'm a dog lover, so is Leo Grillo, the founder of Delta Rescue. It is his life's mission to provide everlasting care for these once abandoned animals. I myself have donated to Delta Rescue. Do you believe it is part of man's duty to care for dogs and horses, the animals that so much of our history is tied to? If so, please consider making a donation or consult your advisor about leaving a gift in your will or trust. There can be some tax advantages, and it's a great way to help Delta Rescue accomplish their mission. So please visit deltarescue.org to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. All right, here's the final thought of the day. So we are going to be off tomorrow and Friday. We're always off Friday, but it's Holy Week, and I want to give my staff a break. You know, there's a lot of family stuff going on, and I want people to relax. So we'll be off tomorrow and Friday, back on Monday. And a lot of people will be reading the Bible and going to services and thinking about what happened to the Nazarene, Jesus of Nazareth. But the best source ever of history on this is my book, Killing Jesus. And I don't think that's ever been challenged. So here's what happened. Martin Dugard and I we've written 13 killing books. And the only one that doesn't apply directly to America, to U.S. history, is Killing Jesus. And this was the most difficult book to research because it happened more than 2,000 years ago. There are two sources of information, hard data. Okay, we don't take anything out of the gospel because we can't verify, all right? Doesn't mean the gospel is not good. It's you believe, that's where you should be. The first source was Jewish archives in Tel Aviv. Okay? They kept records of what happened during the Roman occupation of Palestine. The primary historian was a man named Josephus. So Dugard went over, and we got permission by the Israeli government to go into the archives. For example, we found out that the route that they have in Jerusalem of Jesus's walk to Golgotha isn't really the right route. Okay, they have it there. It's called the Via Dolorosa. for tourists primarily, but it's not the one that he took. He wasn't killed at 3 in the afternoon. He was killed at daybreak because the Romans didn't want the people of Jerusalem to see this. They felt that there might be a rebellion. So all of this stuff was gleaned from the archives in Israel. Then Italy has records provided by Pontius Pilate, who was the governor of Palestine at the time. Those records went back to Tiberius Caesar, the Roman emperor. They are still around. And Pilate was in trouble because the execution of Jesus caused so much turmoil that it got Augustus Caesar's, it was Augustus Caesar, I think I said Tiberius, Augustus Caesar, attention. And nobody knows what happened to Pontius Pilate unless you read Killing Jesus. He was recalled to Rome, and he was exiled to Switzerland, which wasn't Switzerland then. It was a cold place full of barbarians. He's buried there, Pontius Pilate. Okay? Now, he got hosed big time, and so did his greedy wife. Now, we get all that from the historical records, and we put it together in Killing Jesus. There's one more aspect. The reason that there was so much information in the Gospels about this was because of the spies. This is very important. The Jewish Sanhedrin in Jerusalem knew about Jesus, and he threatened them because so many people were following him. So they sent spies to follow him around, and the spies reported back to the Pharisees. The Romans did the same thing, but not together with the Jews. There was they hated each other. The Roman Pilate, he sent his own spies. The reason they did was that this Nazarene, no money, nothing, was walking around the Holy Land, and thousands of people were showing up. Why? You couldn't hear him. There were no microphones. You couldn't hear him. He could stand on a mountain. You could see him. You could be out in a boat in Lake Galilee, Sea of Galilee. You could see him. Couldn't hear him. So why would people who are working for a living to just eat on a daily basis leave and follow him? The only reason they would do it is because of what the spies reported, that Jesus was healing people. Now, this doesn't come from a medical doctor. It doesn't come from the apostles. It comes from the spies. They reported back that Jesus cured the leper, or Jesus did this or did that. It was what they call the works. And enough people, apparently, according to the spies, saw these works, and word spread all over the place. And that's why thousands of people showed up. There's no other explanation, because there were 250 messiahs running around the Holy Land at the time Jesus was preaching. They didn't get anybody to listen to them. So I thought on this eve of Holy Thursday, that story might be interesting to you, even if you're a non-believer. People believe what they want to believe. To me, it's not hard to believe in the Nazarene. Not hard at all. And my family has done that for hundreds and hundreds of years. And we carry on the tradition. So you have a nice, happy Easter. I hope you will. And we will see you again on Monday. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.